Welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome to the stream. It looks like my camera's a little bit funny. I'm having issues with this camera. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are having a bearable evening. That's all we can ask for these days with Chelsea playing the way they're playing. All we can ask for is a bearable evening. A game that had a hell of a lot of chances. We created a lot of chances. And we had quite a few shots on target in the first half. And De Gea didn't play all that great, and yet we didn't score. Converting these chances is becoming a pain in the backside for Chelsea Football Club. Kai Havertz hitting the ball straight down the throat of De Gea time and time again. There were some positives in that game, but more negatives than there were positives. Gonna address the game. Gonna talk about the game. Gonna give you my reaction to the game, and I'm gonna discuss it with Julius today. Me and Julius are gonna address the game. We're going to address the Tuchel post-match press conference as and when it comes out. And then I will give you guys a chance, as always, to come on and give me your thoughts and opinions in respect to the game. All in all, a disappointing performance and result against a depleted Manchester United side that have been playing poor. They have been playing so poor that when that goal went in, when Marcos Alonso fired that ball in the bottom corner, it looked like Manchester United had just conceded a ton. Not one goal, a ton. And then within seconds, we let them back in the game. What a disappointment. What a disappointment. Let me say hello to you guys in the chat before I hand over to my man Julius and get his thoughts on this. Courtney, big up to you. Courtney says, when will Chelsea start smashing these out of form teams? Disappointed. Bless up, Courtney. Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Disappointed. Spawned by United once again. Spawn by United once again. George, it's not nice. It's not nice. We should have had this. We should have had this win. Pick up, get your likes in early. Jeff says, yeah, get your likes in early, lads. Get out of the way so you don't have to think too much and too hard about liking the stream. Like we just drew against Man United. You know, the best thing you guys can do is make this Chelsea fan a little bit more happy by hitting that like button. So big up to you, Jeff. Big up to you, Jeff. George, all over them like... all right, George. Too graphic. What's Neil James saying? Hi, we should have won that. Do you agree? We should have. We could have. We didn't. Unfortunately. I disagree. I think he created problems when he came on for the short time that he was on. That's 2 games where when he came on, he created problems for the opposition. But yeah, it's not £97.5 million worth of problems, but he created some. Toothless or unlucky, both. Actually, more toothless than unlucky. Hey man, big up to you. Chris, shocking in the final third, our best finishers are fullbacks. That's a fact. Conceding right after we scored every time. MCIG stole the words right out of my mouth. Bobby, didn't know there was a stream tonight. Bobby, there's a stream every night. When there's a game, there's a stream. When the night before the game, there's a stream. Big up to you, George. Big up to you. Absolute flop tonight. Gabriel, big up to you. CFC, big up to you. Nah, I hope not. I hope not, CFC Blues. Luke Mudway, big up. Am I missing anyone? Always Chelsea struggled to be out of form. United, Arsenal. Charity FC, my man. Charity FC, unfortunately. That's what we have right now. That's what we have right now. We lack quality. We do lack quality in a season of this nature. I don't think we lack quality. I think it's just been too hard of a season, too long of a season. Julius, welcome to the stream. Big up to you. How are you?
Big up, Mo. Thanks for having me. I'm very disappointed, frustrated from today's game.
Look, shall we talk about some positives or shall we just keep it real?
I like to keep it real.
But there was some positives though. There was some positives. I mean, today for the first time since Reece James's injury, he looked like he's back. Reece James is back to his best, and he caused United a lot of problems tonight. And this is why I think Lukaku was licking his lips because Reece James crossing that ball in, there was no one really that could utilize or capitalize on it. And when Lukaku came in for the short period of time, it looked like he got United worried. Unfortunately, too little, too late. So Reece James was a positive. Anything else? That was it. Just Reece James was the only positive thing in that game. Why do you think we were so toothless? I mean, that's a word that was used in the chat. First, do you agree we were toothless?
Yeah, absolutely.
And why was that? Was it the system, the formation, the players? Why were we toothless? Because it was apparent for all to see.
I think it's a problem we've had many years, even with all the new people we brought under Lampard. None of them is a consistent finisher. And you're gonna have the days where Havertz, Mount, Werner are not gonna be scoring the goals, and we don't have any proper striker that will step up that we can rely on to finish games like these. This is this game. This game, if the same amount of chances were created by Liverpool, we would have been 3-0 up. If we have one of the Liverpool front forwards, 2-0 at least in the first half. Uh, and that's why, again, I want to circle back to how the club is run, because we should know this, you know?
I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna come back to this because you mentioned this, and I have a lot to say about this, and we will address this because apparently there is reports that all three usual suspects may be remaining. Buck, Marina, and Petr Cech may remain under the new ownership. So that is something I want to address in a minute after we give the game its fair share of coverage. I want to get to that, and I want to address that. And I think, Bobby, I will be posting a link. I will be posting a link in a few minutes for people to come on and give their thoughts and opinions. I don't know where you've been, Bobby, but I've changed a lot of things on my channel. It's no longer a debate show. But I will be giving people a chance to come on and give me their thoughts and opinions in a few moments. So sit tight, Bobby, and the link will be in the chat for everyone. I'll DM you later and explain to you the situation because I think you've been away for a little while. So I'll DM you and explain to you the whole situation. Apparently they're staying, Bobby, and we'll address this in a minute. We'll address this in a minute. Okay. My concern was that this performance that we saw today, and I said this against Arsenal, and I said it against West Ham because even West Ham wasn't a great performance. And today, Chelsea are not playing for anything. And that is obvious in the way that we're playing. I mean, Manchester United, in theory, they still have a chance to qualify for the Champions League, in theory. And that's what they should have been playing for. And Manchester United, their performance today was shocking. Was shocking. And that just makes it even harder for me to be content with Chelsea's performance, because if Manchester United had a shocking game and we still couldn't beat them, I mean, they had no heart, they had no ambition. Their fans, they came late to the game. Most of them didn't even turn up after the halftime break. And when they did turn up, all they could do was diss their owners. Fair enough. But with all that going around and, talking about problems and whatnot, with all that problems they have, we still weren't able to get the 3 points. So, is it done? Is the season done? Is there any point even watching Chelsea play in the Premier League this season? Because it seems that way. It seems that way. Julius, what's your take? Are we gonna see better performances from Chelsea in the Premier League this season, or is this the level? We're gonna be expecting?
To be fair, we played very well. If we scored, that would have been a demolition game. We had 20 plus shots throughout the game. They had 4. They had 1 or 2 shots on target. They scored 1. And we had, I think 7, 8 shots on target. We couldn't score more than 1.
Julius, I know your position in respect to Romelu Lukaku. I know how much you admire and love that player. No, but let's be fair. Havertz hasn't been playing well. All right, when it comes to converting chances in the past couple of games, and it isn't because he's bad. It's because he's tired. He hasn't had such a long stretch of back-to-back games and starts for a long time. I don't think he's played that many games in one batch for Chelsea. And is he being overplayed by Tuchel? And should Tuchel have brought in Romelu Lukaku against his former club and just started with him? I mean, do you think there was an error there on Tuchel's part?
I honestly, look, if you look at the way I see Havertz and Mount and Pulisic, for example, it's a little bit different. Is that for me, they're not top scorers. But how I judge Havertz is he's dangerous. If you look at the stats, he is in dangerous positions a lot of the times. He does contribute on opening up spaces. He bothers the defenders. Same thing with Werner, but they're not goal scorer. Werner is supposed to be a goal scorer, to be right in the context. But Havertz is not a goal scorer. I don't expect Havertz to bail us out every game. I see patches of him being in form, scoring a lot of goals, which is good, but I can't expect him to bail us out. He's not at that level yet. He could become that legendary player at some point for us, who when we need him, he's gonna be there. But at this point, he's not. He's also 21 years old. Same thing with Mount. He's not a Frank Lampard scoring 15, 20 goals a season consistently. I can't expect this from these guys as well. But there is a comment in the chat that relate to your question, is that people need to stop the agenda on Lukaku. What we need to realize here is that Lukaku is a pure striker, a number 9 who has great finishing, who was supposed to come in the club and make the difference, that piece of the puzzle that we're missing, and he's not doing it. You can't compare Lukaku to Havertz and Mount and all the other boys. You can't. It's not relevant, because Lukaku is a striker. He is a world-class, apparently, striker. That's what we expected, and he did not deliver. Today is a game when you have a Benzema, for example, You destroy Man United. Tottenham last season won 6-0 at Old Trafford. What was the difference? Harry Kane. Today we play very well, very well. We didn't score, and when you don't score, Mo, what happens? You give the team hope. They get one chance, they're gonna put it in. If you score 2 3 goals, it's done. They're not gonna even bother. Today we kept them in the game the whole time, even at 1-0. But it was late, too late. And one mistake, Ronaldo is not gonna miss it. Scored his first ever goal in the Premier League. There's first time for against Chelsea. There's the first time in everything. But
Yeah, and the thing is this: we scored a goal that I believe we deserved because we have been the more threatening side in that game. However, once we scored, we fell asleep. Because if you looked at their reaction after going down 1-0, they felt they were out of this game. They felt it was, let's pack our bags and go home. And we literally fell asleep. Fell asleep. And you can't give Ronaldo that kind of space in your books. It's a great ball in, a great first touch and a great shot. But again, we could have done better. We could have done better. If what's Bobby saying? If Chelsea FC had Ronaldo, he would. Yeah, I
I honestly
agree.
agree,
Yeah, I
100%.
agree. Yeah, spot on, spot on, spot on.
Ronaldo outscored Lukaku in a UV team that is struggling against Inter, who is in form and end up winning the Scudetto. So Ronaldo would definitely, with these chances that Havertz had today, the chances that Lukaku had throughout the season, goals. He scores. I think he scored 15 goals or even more. And Man U, who barely scores, who barely do anything, put him in that Chelsea team, he would have already had probably 25 goals this season.
Yeah, listen. I see people talking about Lukaku in the chat, and I just want to clarify something. In respect to Romelu Lukaku, and maybe me and Julius will differ on this. But in respect to Romelu Lukaku, his problem is not in his ability. His problem in his belief, self-belief. I think right now, mentally, he's not there. His focus is not there, and I think that is his biggest problem right now. I think the biggest contributor to his failure right now at Chelsea is himself. And it isn't the fact that players are not passing him the ball. All these are excuses. All these factors, you'll hear pundits talking about, oh, they should have passed him the ball when he made that run. They should have done this, and they did it today as well. I heard the commentator saying, oh, he's not getting enough service, and he's only been there for 2 minutes. He literally just walked on the pitch, and the commentator saying, he's not getting enough service. No, it's not. It's not about that. It's about him getting his head right, and then service will resume. Lukaku will start scoring goals again, but he needs to sort himself out before he can ask the others to sort things out for him. And I think he should have started today. I think in our predicted lineup, we had Lukaku starting with Kai Havertz. Today's lineup was the most predictable lineup ever. We predicted this lineup, but we thought Reece James was injured, so maybe he won't be starting. We thought Rudiger wasn't 100%, so he wouldn't be starting. And we had Loftus Cheek and Chalobah in the team, but everyone else was as we predicted. Tuchel doesn't do that normally. Tuchel doesn't pick teams that are predictable, and he did that today. Surprised at that? Really surprised at that. I think in respect to Romelu Lukaku, he will be given a few more games towards the end of the season, as the Premier League is almost done. And before I forget, I want to say something in respect to the passing of Mino Raiola. May he rest in peace. He died from an illness, and I just want to say something because I've been critical of him with the Haaland deal when he was, managing Lukaku in the past. Him being the agent for Pogba and Zlatan Ibrahimovic and whatnot. And I've, you know, criticized them a lot in the past. But I want to just say one thing. Sorry, Julius.
Reports are saying he's not dead.
I
25
heard.
minutes ago on The Guardian, it was rumor.
Seriously?
He's alive, yeah.
I saw it posted by many journalists today.
I can't see it, yeah.
Was it fake news?
A hospital doctor says agent is fighting survival to survive. Raiola clients include Pogba and Erling Haaland. By The Guardian.
I saw it reported this morning by Simon Phillips and by a few journalists.
Hmm. I had no idea actually, and that he was in the hospital even. I just googled it right now.
I knew he was ill. I didn't know, but this morning and it was actually this afternoon when I saw the reports, and I haven't checked since then. Well, in that case, prayers are with him, thoughts are with him, and hopefully he pulls through.
Yeah,
Hopefully he pulls through. He is critically ill, not dead. Bobby says. Well, listen. Praise go out to him because, like I said, I criticize them a lot. But criticizing someone because you think or you disagree with his approach and whatnot, it's fine. But when I heard the reports, I was saddened because he's part of the football world and he's one of the most successful agents in world football when it comes to the way he does business. He is always looking out for his clients, and because we support a particular team who is trying to get one of his clients, and we see how like he plays hardball or whatnot, we kind of get upset. But look, he's doing the best thing for his players, and you got to commend him for that. Agree, disagree, you got to commend him for that. So hope he pulls through, and I'm actually feeling a lot better now that that it turned out to be fake news, because I did criticize him heavily. So hope he pulls through, and thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. Um, Well, obviously, Bobby. I would be. So I'm glad you corrected me there, Julius, because I'm glad because I'm sure a lot of people took the news from this afternoon and went with it. All right. I want to before we open the lines, I want to check to see if the Tuchel press conference is live. Doesn't look like it. No. The Tuchel press conference isn't live yet. All right. What I want to do before I open the lines and get people to jump on, I want to address Bruce Buck, Marina Graverskaya, and Petr Cech. And DJ Sav, big up to you. Hope you're doing good, my man. Julius, I'm hearing that a lot of these bidders, who, by the way, by Monday we should know who is the preferred bidder. A lot of these bidders are talking about giving Bruce Buck, Marina Graverskaya, and Petr Cech the opportunity to stay on in the new setup. Now, Petr Cech, I don't have a quarrel with. Petr Cech is a Chelsea legend, is a person who has helped to educate the higher ups in football and what football is all about. So he's brought in more culture, more sporting culture to the boardroom. So for that, I'm happy for him to stay. Bruce Buck. I'm gonna use this word. Actually, it might not be the right time to use this word, but Bruce Buck is not good for Chelsea Football Club in more ways than one. In more ways than one. And what he did when it came to the Ricketts and how he, beat the drum for them and showed support and love for them, even though the fan base was against them, it shows he has no consideration for us. So, Bruce Buck, see you later, mate. I don't want you to stay anywhere near Chelsea Football Club. Marina Graverskaya. Marina Graverskaya. In my opinion, and some are going to disagree, and you have the right to disagree. In my opinion, Marina Graverskaya is the reason why Tony Rudiger is going to be a Real Madrid player next season. I have cut through all the debate, all the discussion, and I've given it to you as it is. Marina Graverskaya and her tactics of stalling, of trying to penny pinch, has got us to where we are today with Tony Rudiger. That's a fact. You want to disagree? Disagree. We have a saying, you see that wall? Go bang your head on that wall. And that's it. That's a fact. Marina Graverskaya is the reason why Tony Rudiger did not sign that contract, because she stole the deal. She isn't the reason why the UK government sanctioned Chelsea. She isn't the reason why but she is the reason why we stalled and we kept it to lastminute.com, whereby Rudiger has no other choice but to leave. If you don't fire someone for a mistake like that, then when are you going to fire someone? What more does she have to do? Look, she's done some good stuff in the past. I'm the first to admit it, and I've said it on this channel many a times. Diego Costa, Morata, Hazard, X, Y, Z. Right now, with the situation we're in today, we needed a player like Tony Rudiger to stay. And I'll tell you something. You will see. This summer, Chelsea are going to spend north of £40 million. North of £40 million. And north of £200,000 a week to bring in a replacement for Tony Rudiger. When all she had to do was agree the terms that Rudiger wanted and give a reasonable bonus or signing on fee to him and his agent. Instead, we are going to have to spend north of £40 million. And when I say north, we're probably going to spend £60 million to get a defender to replace Tony Rudiger. When we already had a Premier League proven, a European champion, a World Club Cup champion on our books, who we did not want to pay the money that he wanted, and we have to let him go now. So Julius, I'm going to give you the opportunity to respond to that, and then after you, I will open the stream to the chat, and I'll let people come on and give me their thoughts and opinions. So give me your thoughts on Bruce Buck, Marina, and Petr Cech.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with Bruce Buck. First, when the Super League thing happened, he's the boss basically at Chelsea, and he's Marina's boss. When the Super League happened, he recommended our membership to the owner. Pure business, no consideration to what the fans or if they would like it or no. And of course, he's not the only one who did that, who made that decision at the time. But that shows his intentions. It's all about the money. Money comes first. Fans doesn't matter. His his attitude towards the Ricketts at the time when they were still involved in the bidding process also, and I've heard many reports as well that he favored them over all the other ones, also shows he doesn't care about the fans. So that's another thing he's done that just proves even more that we don't matter to him. And definitely, I don't think he's done anything special towards the club, as far as I know. So I want him out because someone who doesn't respect his fan base, who doesn't take their opinion, take anything they say into consideration, I don't want him anywhere near the club. That's regarding Bruce Buck. Of course, he's got probably a say when it comes to certain decision making, when it comes to transfers, the budget, the finances. He's probably in that conversation as well, not officially being the one who is in charge of it, but he knows what's going on, the ins and out of the finances and the budgets within the club, wages and so forth. That's the regarding Marina. Again, people people always wanna love Marina because she sold Hazard for 150 mil. She sold Morata for 55 mil or something. But people forgot she paid 70 mil for Morata, actually, who has scored 9 goals in the Premier League, maybe in all competition as well. I can't remember. So, so yeah, she was able to forge some of the money that she wasted on a mediocre striker at the time back. Sure, fair enough. And Hazard, she's done well, but also when it comes to supply demand, Madrid were willing to pay for him, 150. They wanted him. And Madrid are known to be not shy. When they want someone, they'll spend the money. So there is also an argument to be had there that it's not that surprising that Madrid spent that much money on Hazard. Because in world football, in modern football, players nowadays, even though he was 28, 29 years old at the time, that doesn't mean anything. Players are peaking in their 30s nowadays. Look at Benzema. That football he's playing at 35, 34 years old, better than everything he's played in his 20s. So the peaking range in the age is now different than how we used to see it when we grew up watching the game. So in terms of what Marina has done to the club, nothing special. She's took what Michael Emenalo built and continued with it and ruined some of it. That's how I see it. Uh, in regards to her decision making, always slow. 6 months it took us to realize Haaland is not attainable. 6 months, you know what I mean? So when you know he's gonna cost you 500,000 a week in
Hold on. Keep your train of thought. Keep your train of thought, because I just checked something, Julius. Without looking, Julius. How many likes do you think we've have on the stream? We've been streaming for 35 minutes. How many likes do you think we've got? Without looking, without checking.
40, 50.
You'd think we'd be about 50, wouldn't you, for half an hour worth of streaming?
Yeah,
We've just hit 30 right now. We've literally just hit 30 right now.
come on, guys.
Why do you think they're doing this to me? I mean, look, Man United, Chelsea drew 1-1. It isn't my fault. I'm serious. It is not my fault. All right. Now I got work. I got work in the morning, but I'm here streaming with you guys and I'm talking with you guys and support me. Come on, hit that like button.
I think that they enjoy the stream too much that they forget to
They
press the
forget.
like
They
button.
forget. Yeah. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Nice one, Julius. Look, guys, this is the friendly reminder. Please hit the like button if you haven't already done so. And if you're new, there's a lot worse things than you can do than to subscribe to the Blue Lounge. So if you're new, consider subscribing for Chelsea related content. And I know you're watching this because you're either a Chelsea fan or a Man U fan. If you're a Man U fan, thank you for stopping by. If you're a Chelsea fan, stick around and hit the subscribe button. No, I'm joking. Everyone is welcome on the Blue Lounge. So hit that like button, and I'm gutted. I mean, it was 1-1. That was gutting. And then I looked at the likes after Chris's comment, and I saw it was below 30. I mean, it's gone past 40 now, but it was below 30. So, I'm recovering. Erling Haaland, Julius. Apologies for interrupting you, my man. Apologies.
Yeah, no worries. Erling Haaland is what we need. That's what we need. Realistic, not realistic, I don't care. I'm a fan. I have to say what I think is right for my club. This is what we need. Are we a big club? Yes or no? We are. Do we have money? We will. We had money and we will have money. We have to get a proper striker. We can't afford to gamble. We can't afford to gamble. It doesn't seem it's working. We had Costa, who was a proven striker, proper finisher. It worked. His attitude also helped him because he was ruthless. In Premier League and Chelsea in particular, you have to be ruthless. You look at um, Liverpool. Liverpool are a proper club with how they're doing things because they listen to their manager and they also have their system how they basically they do it based off data, and they buy these players that will basically you plug them in the system and they work. And we don't do that. It doesn't seem we listen to the manager because it's very clear Lukaku was not a Tuchel signing. It's so clear. There's no way someone signed a player that he does not know how to utilize, because Lukaku is a good finisher, by the way. He is a good finisher.
He is. He is. When his mind is in the game, he can do
Yes.
some
Yeah.
madness. Julius, Manchester City reportedly are on the verge of signing Erling Haaland. Is there anything that we can do to catch them if they actually do
Absolutely.
that? If they
Yes.
if they if they buy Erling Haaland, what are we gonna do? What is Chelsea
Well,
gonna do
it's done. Bid farewell to the league.
for the
Uh,
next 10 years?
yes, because we have, and the new owners they need to realize that we have to compete with these guys on and off the pitch. It's not gonna be easy, but we have to. And what pisses me off, Mo, is that you win a Champions League, you have a very good core in your squad from your academy as well, which is even better than anything. Something we've dreamt of as fans for many years, right? And what do? You are experts at ruining this. Sees this is not the first time. We've done it with Mourinho, we've done it with Conte. Twice. Uh, we were we just managed somehow to have one of the worst transfer windows we have whenever we win a major trophy. I'm sick of it. It's it's very obvious. It's the problem at the club is not Lukaku, it's not Werner, it's none of these guys. It's not Drinkwater. It's the club who are the people who are making the decisions to overpay these guys, plus buying players who are not good enough and do not fit the system. Can you imagine a manager that won you a Champions League taking you from 10th place we were when Tuchel came in. 5 months later, we were European champions. We forgot where we came from. We were not that good, apparently. And we were all guilty of it, right? We
Mm,
didn't expect that we're going to win a Champions League. And then we win a Champions League, it covers the cracks. So
yeah.
basically, Tuchel won a Champions League, taking you from 10th to what? To European champions. And he hasn't bought a single player yet. Anyone, people in the chat, anyone who's watching, yourself, Mo, please tell me, how is this not
Yeah.
madness?
It is madness. Look, Julius, I'm gonna have to interrupt you for a second. We have a whole bunch of people who are about to come on. People in the back room. This is the format that we're gonna have for the rest of the evening. I'm gonna bring you on to have your say. I want to hear from each and every one of you. I'm going to give you all a few moments or a few minutes to give me your points of view. Do not interject because it will only be me and Julius who will be asking questions. But I'm going to bring you all on at the same time so that no one is waiting in the back room by themselves. So we got first coming in will be Couch Critic, and then will be Bobby, and then it's Chris, and it's Gabrielle, and then it's Nick. I will be listening to your opinions in that order. If the Tuchel press conference does go live, we will pause the discussion and then come back to it after we hear Tuchel. So, oh, somebody else has just jumped in. I'll loud chant. All right, we'll hear what you have to say, guys. Make sure your mics are all on mute. Make sure you guys have your mics on mute. All right, we'll go with Couch Critic. Couch, welcome to the show. How are you? Give me your
Yeah,
take on that disaster of a game.
man, just pathetic. Just pathetic. I've been banging on for the last couple of days about like Chelsea having to rotate informed players and bring on this guy and take off the like it makes no difference. Like it absolutely makes no difference. We just don't have attackers. We don't have clinical attackers. We have purple patch attackers, guys that come in, play 3 or 4 games, they score a goal, and miss 4 other opportunities and score another goal. And then we say, yeah, we finally found our attack. And then when it comes down to consistent performances against teams that you expect to just beat, we just don't have the performances. Like a pathetic performance from Mason Mount, pathetic from like Havertz, should have scored at least a hat trick today. Timo Werner is still the same thing. You look at these guys, and then I was banging on about we should bring on Lukaku, Pulisic, and Ziyech, and then you see Pulisic come on the pitch, provide absolutely nothing. You watch Lukaku just struggle to even trap the ball, and you're just like, this is our attack. How much money have we put into this attack, and not one of them are consistent performers for us? Not one. This is the problem with this club right now. I know every people bang on about we need defenders, we need midfielders, we need an attack. Last year we went and put 100 million into a Lukaku because we knew at the end of the season that we didn't haven't assembled an attack that could be clinical for us in big games or any games really. And then we buy Lukaku, and that problem still persists. Like it's not moved the needle any way, one way or the other. We're exactly the same place we were after having spent 100 million pound on this striker. So we still have a Kai Havertz who's inconsistent. We still have Mason Mount who's inconsistent. We still have Timo Werner who's I don't even know. I can't even describe words for this guy. And it's crazy. We had so many opportunities today. You look at the way we built that attack. We were basically 5v4 against United's defense, like mediocre defense. We had our wingbacks press way up the pitch, so we had the numerical advantage in the final third, and we didn't create one, or maybe we created 2 quality goal scoring opportunities and fluffed them both. It's just not good enough, man. It's truly not good enough. And then we're gonna continue on with this like I'm just had it. Like I'm gonna ramble on a little bit too long, and I don't want to do that.
Couch,
I just had it. I've had it with this attack.
Couch.
We need to put.
Do you see
Like
do
we
you
have
see
Eden
it
Hazard.
changing? Do you
No,
see it changing before the end of the season?
no, absolutely not. We're talking about 4 or 5 games. We've been
Yep.
seeing this exact same trend for the last 2 years. For the
Mm.
last 2 years, and it's not changed. Like even Langston's upset right now. He's like, yeah, I'm happy. But yeah, it's the exact same thing. We're coming from Eden Hazard, man. Like Eden Hazard as an attacker. Think about where we've gone from him to what we have right now, and the difference is stark. Like you can't ignore this anymore. We spent a lot of money in the attack, and we are no further along than we were even like 3 years ago. It's pathetic, man. I've had it. I don't know. I feel like I'm attacking people and whatnot, and I feel like I'm not normally like that way, but I've
Yep.
seen enough now. Like we're just inept in the final third.
All right, Couch. Before I let you go, I wanna hear your thoughts and opinions about the Bruce Buck, Marina, and Petr Cech situation.
Okay, man. Peter Cech is a club legend, and I don't know exactly what capacity he has at the club right now. People say he's a technical director. We all know that role has been changed since Emanalo left. So whatever they're calling technical director right now is not the same as what it was under Emanalo. So I don't know what his job is, but I think that he can be retained just because he has the ethos of what Chelsea's all about. The other two, I don't care. I really don't care. I know that Tuchel has come out and backed Marina, said like, yeah, he wants to work with her and he thinks it's imperative that we use her going forward. But given the track record right now of the purchases that we made, under her guys, I just can't defend it. Like we still haven't bought one decent attacker since she's been like on the board. You can probably argue that maybe Diego Costa's the only one, but anyone else for a team that wants to be on the front foot, team that wants to be attacking and scoring goals, I can't tell you one player that we've had in our ranks that has been like an effective attacker. And for me, that's an indictment, man. Like not just on her, but the scouting department, the entire system. However, we're looking at these players, it's not been the right way. Just the bottom line, we're not attracting the right sort of attackers to this club. Like, and all we're talking about is like somebody being clinical. Like we're talking about somebody scoring 15 goals in one season. We haven't seen that. It's pathetic, man. I'm telling you.
All right, fair enough, and I agree with everything you said. Buck out, Marina. Let's say it. Let's say it as it is. Marina should not be hanging around, especially with the blunder she's made with this whole situation with Rudiger. For me, the last straw, Couch critic, thank you very much. I will see you in my next stream, guys. If you haven't subscribed to the Couch Critic, make sure you do so. Show that channel some love. Good content, good perspective, good point of view. Thank you for coming on, Couch. Appreciate you. I think we've lost you, Couch. All right, let's go to Bobby. Smoke signals, Bobby. You've seen it. You've reacted to it. I want to give you a chance to give it to me live on air in respect to your thoughts and opinions about this performance and the whole situation when it comes to Tony Rudiger, Bruce Buck, Marina Gavaskaya. Let me hear it. Let me hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I mean, everybody said it. I feel this performance was a very, very good performance. We did well, but we're not clinical. And it is what it is. At the start of the season, I just wish I had spoken out stronger, but for not wanting to be argumentative, I had a lot of issues at the beginning of this season. A lot, which I was very vocal about, and I got a lot of abuse about, especially when I mentioned Marina. But the purchase of Lukaku, well, quite frankly, he's not good enough. That's all it is. Let's not pretend. He is not good enough. Frame of mind, whatever. If we had purchased Ronaldo, we'd be smiling now. I still can forgive players like Havertz. He's very young. He's overplayed. A player like Havertz should not be playing game in, game out like that. He's a striker and he does a lot of work. So he needs a little, all these people and their game time. Oh, he's got to have game time. Well, it doesn't work like that. It is squad time for a top club. Squad time until you reach the heights of people like Benzema and Ronaldo. Then they will insist on playing game in, game out. Why? Because they deliver game in, game out. So what do? I mean, this is where we are. Now it is compounded with the Rudiger thing. I said right from the beginning of the season, I pointed out Marina's hesitation. I pointed out so many things. But you see, unfortunately, we live in a world where the liberal woke brigade, they look at things based on optics and gender. They're devoid of realistic reasoning. Oh, she's a woman, so she must be painted as this glorious thing. Why? We must have a woman in the middle of the men's game. BS. It's got nothing to do with nothing. She's not good enough either. She's the Lukaku of the boardroom. And now look what's happened with Rudiger. I said that if Rudiger goes, I will never forgive her. I want her out of the club. I don't think she's good enough. I think we need a fresh start. We need a football person there who will deal with transfers and the progression of the club in a better way than dealing with it as if you're going to buy a pair of shoes in a top shop somewhere. It's pathetic. The situation is compounded. Chelsea have this way of snatching mediocrity from the jaws of glory. After, as Julius said, after winning the league, there's a nosedive in the transfer market. Continuity is stunted, and we have to build again. Now, and because we lose key players. Now, after winning the Champions League, we stunted ourselves, we shot ourselves in the foot at a time where we had no financial competition. Rather than be ruthless and direct, we had an ego tripper there acting and pretending to be this great Iron Lady. Oh, I'm the Iron Lady. I can do deals. You don't do any deals. You just delay things like a fool. And look what's happened. That's as simple as that. This is not a pretense. The thing about football is that football is for real people. It's a real sport for real people. No fakeness, no politics, nothing. Chelsea have enough problems to deal with from our detractors off the field, not to mention having things internally. I wish she goes. I hope she goes. I'm not into this sentiment of her being there. What is she doing there? What has she really, really achieved? As Julius said, nothing. She took on somebody else's legacy and spoilt it. Simple. Get out of here. As for Bruce Buck is like that, I've said on another platform, he should go as well. He's like that uncle. Everybody has that uncle that, at certain, family gatherings, he's the one that just embarrasses the hell out of himself. That's Bruce Buck. What's he doing there? He should go as well. I hope the new owners can see this. I doubt it because, everybody's going to come with flaws. If Roman, as fantastic as he was so flawed as to try to persist with Marina, I could see what he was doing. He was trying to be diverse. He was trying to accept people. He was trying to train up a woman in his board to perform well, but it became a circus. It became a joke. It's so frustrating. I hope, all I'm looking for is the announcement of the new owners right now, because I don't think the players have lost focus or desire or commitment. I just think, especially in the forward line, they're overplayed because we did the wrong things. Now, Haaland is going to Man City. Goodness knows what that's going to turn out to be like. Rather than waste money on Lukaku, we could have extended Rudiger's contract, given him what he wants, had money in reserve to deal with other contracts because that could ricochet onto that. And by now, we'd be laughing. If we had kept back Brozier, who could bang in the goals, maybe even Tammy Abraham, who knows, although he didn't want to sign a contract either, but may have agreed if we hadn't gone for Lukaku, who knows? Certainly it wouldn't be worse than we are now. Because what we've done is paid 100 million at 350k a week to go backwards. Pathetic.
Bobby, I couldn't have put it better. I do disagree to a certain degree when it comes to your remarks in respect to Lukaku, because recently he hasn't really been given the opportunity. So yes, he played a few minutes today, a few minutes the other night. I would have rather have seen a rotation between him and Kai Havertz, because Kai Havertz did have some good runs in the team, did score some crucial goals, but then we start to see him tire, and that's when Lukaku should have been brought in. Give Kai Havertz a couple of games of rest, give Lukaku a couple of starts, and then, if nothing happens, take Lukaku off and bring Havertz on for another 4 or 5 games, and then, keep rotating, keep doing the swap. And I think Tuchel isn't doing that correctly. In respect to the season is over. Let's be realistic. Let's have it right. The season is over. We got one more game, and that is Chelsea Liverpool in the FA Cup final, and that is it. As far as I'm concerned, we have qualified for the Champions League. I can't see us finishing outside the top 4 unless some craziness happens, and that's not happening. I mean,
can't take it for granted.
Listen, if we drop out of the top 4 now, then it's going to be the worst season ever, because you can't be in this position with this gap between you and Arsenal in 4th and still not make it. So. I agree, it shouldn't be taken for granted, but I can't see us dropping out of the top 4. So for me, it's only one match left, and that is going to make it hard to motivate the squad. Bobby, always a pleasure to have you on, my man. And Bobby, before you go, I have changed the format of my shows. So for those who are just joining now, who don't know what's going on, we have changed the format of the show. It is no longer a panel debate. It is more of a extended video. So instead of me giving you a recorded match reaction or a match preview, I'm doing it live, and I'm going to do my videos or my streams for about an hour, 10 minutes, 10 15 minutes, over an hour, and I will give people a chance to interact. But it's not going to be a debate show. I do have plans for a debate show to be introduced in the near future. It'll probably be like once or twice a week. So there is a bit of a reshuffle happening on my channel in respect to programming, due to things happening in my personal life, which means I can't really be streaming for a couple of hours, 3 hours a night. So because of that, I've had to make a few changes. So that is where we are, Bobby. I know you haven't been on for the past couple of streams, and you probably missed the memo, as they say.
Sure.
Bobby,
Thanks
for coming
having
on.
me.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you soon. All right. Before I go to Chris, let me just have a quick look. Seriously, since the last time we spoke, you only gave me 6 more likes. What's it gonna take for me to get to 50 likes, man? What's it gonna take for me to get to 50 likes? You know what? I'm not even gonna ask. If you guys want to hit the like button, it's down to you. If you don't want to hit the like button, it's down to you. But you could really help the stream out by hitting that like button, and it's really up to you. Chris, welcome to the show. Give me your thoughts and opinions on the game and the latest Chelsea developments.
First of all, pleasure to be back on the Blue Lounge, best Chelsea fan channel on YouTube. Mo, Julius, Gabrielle, hope the chat's doing well as well. Look, in terms of tonight's game, look, the performance for me, I don't have any faults with the performance. The only thing I fault is obviously the lack of finishing. Reece James was absolutely outstanding tonight. And he obviously deserved the man of the match. How many more chances does our attackers need before they put the ball in the back of the net? I said at the start of the stream, our best finishers are full-backs. And that statement for a club like Chelsea is an absolute disgrace, okay? How can you have Marcus Alonso, left-back, and Reece James, right wing back, also Alonso, left wing back if he plays in a back three system? How can you have those 2 players being the one you're relying on in goals when you've got the likes of Kai Havertz, who should have had a hat-trick tonight? They've got the likes of Mason Mount, who, in my opinion, I don't know why, his first instinct is to shoot. Why? Why? Stop being greedy with the ball, first of all. Stop trying to look for a screamer and look for options in the box. Kante today had a few options. I mean, he shot the ball straight at David De Gea. I'm frustrated in terms of that, but overall, I'm not going to fault the performance. Man United, I mean, I've never seen a team so open in terms of space. It was as if they were saying to us, go and score. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not frustrated, I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed that we walked away with a point. I felt that we should have been smashing Man United about 6-0. But hey ho, it's the same old thing. In terms of Lukaku, it's 100 million, 97.5 million down the drain, 325k down the drain. But yet we're letting players like Rudiger go, who gives his all on the pitch, gives his all for the badge, and we're letting him go. Yeah, it's just an absolute shambles. And if Thomas Tuchel doesn't get back in the summer, we are a mess. I mean, people can say, it's okay, Thomas Tuchel will get us out of it. How many more miracles do you expect this guy to perform? If it wasn't for Thomas Tuchel, we would not have won the Champions League. And I mean, people can have their difference of opinions. I can see that. There's no way we would have won the Champions League without Thomas Tuchel. The guy's done more than enough to be backed. So the new board that come in, because I do fully expect Marina and Bruce Buck to go. I think they should go. Bruce Buck should have went when he tried to propose.
There's talk about them staying. Them staying. The new owners or the new bidders are reportedly discussing that option. What would you think about it?
Well, I mean, what use? I mean, Marina, in terms of business, she's good, but she's clueless when it comes to on field. It's close. She's signing the wrong players. In terms of Bruce Buck, like, there's no use him being there. There's no use. He should have went after the proposal of the Super League, but he's still there. So I don't understand. I really don't understand how whoever it is going to be the next owner, Todd Bowley, whatever, why they're not looking at getting. For example, Michael Edwards is out of contract at the end of the season at Liverpool. Why would you not get him as a director of football? Get him in. So mate, it's frustrating. It really is frustrating. This summer window coming up is one of the. I know it sounds extreme, but it is probably one of, if not the most important transfer windows in Chelsea's history. Because if we do not get this one right, as Courtney just put the comment up there, we won't be challenging for a title anytime soon. And in terms of the Champions League, I mean, the squad depth's poor as it is. We need to improve the squad depth and everything in it. Our best centre-back's a 37-year-old. Rudiger's gone. People are saying, I think Rudiger will stay. He's gone. He's not. Stop wishful thinking. He's not. He's going at Madrid. Christensen's leaving. I know Christensen's not really that much of a loss. But you know what it is, Mo? You know what it is? The key problem is, it stems back from all the windows we've had previously, where we've signed a good player, and then we've also signed players like Drinkwater, Bakayoko, Emerson, and you know, when those transfer windows build up, then you know what's Chelsea's solution? Oh, we'll loan out Danny Drinkwater to Burnley and hope they take a punt on him, or we'll loan him out to Reading, hope they take a punt on him. Well, I'm sorry, you're not going to get the money you paid for him. You're going to have to take a loss. And guess what? They only look for money, and then look at him. He's going for free at the end of the season. We get Ross Barkley. What use? We've got about how many left backs we got? Ben Chilwell's the first team. Marcus Alonso's backup. Emerson, and Kennedy. Why is he still here? Batshuayi.
Mr. Palmeiras is still in our books.
Yeah. Batshuayi. Bakayoko.
Babarama.
See, you're mentioning players I forgot all about because I thought, oh yeah, it's alright. But mate, honestly, yeah, we are. Ampadu, by the way, I seen him on the weekend. I forgot he was at Venezia on loan. Honestly, mate, seriously, we. I think
Victor Moses. He's gone. He's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, just
him
about.
And Zaba Costa.
Yeah, he's left. Yeah, mate. Honestly, I'm surprised we're third. That's what I'm saying. Thomas Tuchel has performed. If people say miracles don't exist, well, look at Chelsea, because Thomas Tuchel's performed miracles. So I just hope, and I just hope the new owners back him. Please just back him, because if we lose Thomas Tuchel, oh my, I dread to think. What yeah, mate, I don't want to ramble on because obviously Gabriel wants to have a say and stuff, but yeah, mate, it's just frustrating.
Yeah. No. Listen, it is what it is. I think we just need to what's the word here? Soldier it, and and just grind out these final results just to to qualify for the Champions League, and and get the season over and done with, because we got a lot to plan for next season. This is going to be a madness when it comes to pre-season, when it comes to the transfer window. So yeah, we'll discuss that in due course. Chris, thank you for being here, mate. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next upload of the next stream. Take care of yourself, mate.
Take care, everybody. Take care.
Have a good night. Have a good night, Chris. Before I go to Gabriel, I have a lot planned for the end of the season, for the pre-season, for the transfer window and whatnot. So there's a lot of content coming your way. It might actually be even more interesting content. Oh, I lost my camera. Can you guys hear me? All right, I've lost my camera for a second, so I'll try to fix it. But we have got a lot of content coming your way. in the transfer market, transfer window, and in the preseason. It might be more interesting than the content you're actually seeing now because of the position we are in the league. So let's just see what happens. Let me bring on Gabriel, and I'll try to fix my mic, fix my camera. Gabriel, welcome. Hope you're doing well, my brother.
Hi, boys. Yeah. Well, I don't know where to begin. I feel like I've been pulled in one direction and the other. Couch, Bobby, Chris, their previous comments, totally agree. I feel, going back to the psychological term of cognitive dissonance, where, you're so in favor of something, but yet it doesn't quite add up to your reality or your values. And if we go back, forgive me for going on the rant, but if we go back 12 months ago, we needed a scorer, and we've ended up with someone who, it just, as an attacker, it hasn't worked. And what I'm concerned with, the irony of everything, because of the fact that we're going to be sold, is that so much as we want a striker, we're going to end up being significantly weak in defence, losing Rudiger, Christiansen, potentially Aspi or Dave, as is known. We've got a declining midfield. Kante is brilliant, but he's not as reliable as he was 2 seasons ago because of age and miles and legs, etc. And Jorginho is probably gonna. I know his agent is always touting he's going to be sold, and then he's recently said he's going to stay at Chelsea, and that could be a tactic to try and get him a better contract. But moreover, everything that everyone has said today, Roman Abramovich, he employed Marina. He's employed Bruce Buck as the chairman of the club. So we've also got to face facts that the way we've been run as a club over many years is no longer going to be filled by a sugar daddy owner to plug the gaps. Whoever the new owner is, this is where my anxiety comes into it. We don't know that they're going to be, it's unlikely they're going to be as so generous with peeing away money to fill the gaps. So I don't know. I'm thinking next season, all this talk of buying ex-players to fill gaps of players that are going to leave. I don't know. I think we're in for a bit of a rough ride, We've got a great youth team that we have to go back to the Lampard first season. By default, Rudiger, James came in. By default, Mount came in. By default, Tammy Abraham came in. By default, Tomori came in. Because, in any other season, they probably wouldn't have had a look in. So, I don't know, I'm ranting a bit, but I just think that we've got to maybe be realistic and think that let's hope that our future is a bit more sensibly run, and it may well be that for the next coming seasons we're going to be a team that is casting off the past regime. And even Thomas Tuchel, I know he's been through a recent divorce. You can see just looking at his face, he looks haggard, he looks exhausted. So I wouldn't be surprised if not that I want him to leave, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up leaving. And so I don't know, maybe I'm just on a mad one this evening, but anyway, maybe I should leave it here because I don't want to be too negative.
Mo, you are on mute.
Yeah, no, I'm not having the best day when it comes to technical difficulties. Actually, I am having the best day when it comes to technical difficulties. My mic, my camera, my green screen wasn't working earlier. So, yeah, it's a day for wanting. Gabriel is wanting, I'm wanting, Julius is wanting, Bobby's wanting, Couch is wanting, Chris is wanting, every man and their dog is wanting. Gabriel, look, we've had the kind of season that promised so much and delivered not so much. That being said, it is a season that we can build on, provided we are able to finalize the ownership situation. You talked about having a sugar daddy and whatnot. I think Chelsea has had a lot of ups recently. We had downs in the past. We've had a lot of ups over the past 20 years with the fact that we've had such a strong financial backer. And the way it looks, this is going to continue because whoever's going to come in is actually going to build on what Roman has established in respect to the club. I lost Gabriel. I wanna watch the press conference, but before I watch the press conference, I'm gonna add something in respect to what Gabriel was talking about. And Julius, I don't know if you heard this, but today it was reported that Roman Abramovich actually demanded £500 million, £500 million, to be added or to be included in the new bid. So he wanted the new bidders to up their bid by £500 million. Did you hear about that? Did you read about that?
I didn't. Is it
Okay,
reliable?
now, well, again, Simon Phillips. So I don't know.
He
He
is
said that
reliable.
he said Mina Raiola had passed away. So
He's usually reliable, but yeah, who knows?
yeah. So I mean, if that is the case, if Roman Abramovich is asking for more money to be added to the bid, people have interpreted that in a lot of different ways. Some are saying that it's going to charity and he wants to make it a bigger or the biggest donation ever in history to charity. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I mean, it's already a big number. Others are saying it's to go for the transfer market, for the kitty for the transfer window. Well, if he's taking £500 million from the new owners, then how are they supposed to? How is that supposed to improve the transfer kitty? It's actually going to have a negative impact on transfer kitty because the new owners don't have access to that £500 million because they're giving it to Roman, or actually they're giving it to the UK government. So I'm still baffled at him asking for more money. What could this be interpreted as? I mean, is he trying to stall the deal? Because some have said he's trying to stall the deal, but why would he be stalling the deal? Does he think that if he stalls it for a couple of months, sanctions are going to be lifted? The UK government are not lifting sanctions even if the war was to end tomorrow. They're not lifting sanctions. It's going to drag on for a long, long time. So why would he be asking for that? Why would he be asking for that?
Look, if the theory of that he wants to ask £500 million to help us with the transfer window, the only possible way that can happen is, it doesn't make sense personally, but if this is the case, is to basically when they pay the money, a portion of it will be put in a different bank account that Chelsea could have access to later to use in the transfer window. But why would you do that since the owner is...
Any money they're paying is going to the UK government. The UK government has full control over it. Chelsea Football Club do not have any control over any of the transfer or the sale of the club. That entire money is going to be dealt with via the UK government.
Yeah.
Or unless there's something that is unclear,
Clauses that could be added, and it's like a conditions that this portion has to be used within a transfer window, and the government should not be having any control over it until the ownership takes full control of the club. I think, but
Then
my
in that way, then Roman Abramovich will say you have to put aside $500 million. That you because I know there is a 1 billion that needs to be invested directly into the club, i.e., new stadium. So you can say okay, and $500 million to be invested in the team over the next couple of seasons.
yes,
But that would make sense. But that's not what they're asking for. They're asking to increase the bid.
I don't think that make any sense to me at all.
Yeah, me neither.
But the theory that I have could be is he's been trying to buy Valencia at Spain. It could be something to do with this extra money for him to use on Valencia, whether maybe academy development, other investments that he wants to use to improve the club infrastructure, all that, and transfer window probably. Or he is being revengeful a little bit because of how he's been treated, and he's like, okay, I want more money now. He wants to kind of make it harder, you know. Not saying I'm not selling. I just want to make it harder, a little bit harder. So who knows? Speculation, theories. In my opinion, nothing to do with anything to benefit Chelsea whatsoever.
And again, Julius, I'll just caveat this, and this is not confirmed yet, so it could be fake news.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go to the press conference. Let's watch that and then react to it, and because I literally haven't seen it, so let's just see what Tuchel had to say about that performance against Manchester United. Is this the one? This is the one. All right. Let me make sure we have the right screen. I'm going to try something different. Let's go like this. And let's play the video.
Do you feel frustrated not to get the win today? Your side?
Yeah, a little bit. I think we were very strong on and off the ball, very dominant on the ball, very aggressive off the ball, a lot of ball wins, a lot of deliveries, a lot of half chances, a lot of spaces we found around the box. But unfortunately we lacked position in the box, a bit of determination, a bit of determination in to finish it off, maybe even very early in the match, but also throughout the whole match. And unfortunately, when we had it, we gave it away in 1 minute, and so it started all over again. But reaction was good again, so I'm very happy with the performance because it was a huge team effort, and I think we showed what it needs to win on a big stage in a big stadium. Like on the focus level and on the physical input level, and played like with huge team effort, a lot of quality, but unfortunately we don't have what we deserve, so we have to let it come.
Are you surprised at the ease at which you were afforded the space that you talked about? It did seem quite easy for you to cut through it at times.
We were very dominant, we found the spaces, and we were very fluid. I felt very confident, very self-confident. So I was happy with the way we played, and I think we found enough spaces, enough moments for acceleration to take more advantage out of it. And it felt like a little bit was missing in the last 16 yards of the field to finish it off earlier and to be more decisive earlier, because we found the spaces very frequently, very fluid.
Thanks.
Kai had a lot of chances tonight. He's been in really good form before now, but it feels like the past couple of weeks maybe it's not quite happening for him.
Yeah, he needs to fight. He needs to fight back into his shape. His Lucas has the same feeling. Hopefully he shows a reaction. The guys are still young up front, and we will not start pointing fingers, because lately they have been very, very composed and very efficient in front of the goal, like against Southampton and in Bernabeu. We took our chances very, very well and very precisely. So It's like this when we look at the data and we think about like who plays, who does not play. We see a huge amount of sprints of intensity from Kai and Timo as well. So they don't arrive like fully fresh in the moment in these matches. But and that's why we will always protect them, because it is a team game that we play, and we demand a lot also off the ball to have high recoveries. But I agree. Normally he had, like in the last weeks, he had a kind of shape and form where he would have put this game to bed for us.
Thomas, what is more frustrating, only scoring once after having so many chances, or conceding at the first time of asking?
Yeah, it is both. Both of it is not nice, and you always on the sideline today always had the feeling, like even when we scored, like had the feeling, okay, hopefully we continue in the same way, in the same concentration and focus. I think there is a statistic that says that after a goal it is very likely to concede a big chance or to have a big chance, either way. Today it was again like this. We see it very often in any games. Yeah, I don't know. It can happen. It's a piece also of individual quality in the pass. It's a goal where luck is involved, because we had the ball twice, I think, minimum once. Like NG cut already the pass out from Matic, and we could have started a counter-attack, and then you concede. So the reaction was also good from that. You see the stadium wakes up immediately. They want to push up front, but we did not allow nothing, and were still dominant. So I'm happy also with the response to that. It's just a result that is annoying today.
Is Ronaldo someone Kai Havertz could look up to? One chance, one goal?
I think many players can look up to the quality and attitude and career of Ronaldo.
Okay, we're going to do two more on today, and then we're going to do the people for the weekend. At the front here.
Thomas, you spoke about forwards and how intense they are, how hard they work on the ball and to create the chances. 15 shots inside the box today. How do you marry? And you said they're not fresh in the moment. Then when it happens.
Fully fresh.
Yeah. So how do you marry their work rate with that decisive edge happening more continuously?
That is the target. That is the target on which we work, and that's also for them still to adapt. Still time of adaptation to the rhythm and to the schedule. The schedule was ruthless to us, and still it's the moment where they have to adapt to this league and physicality and the rhythm like this and the demands. So the boys are still young. Mason is still young. Timo is still young. Kai is still young. And it will come. They will learn, because they're good guys and they have the right attitude. And it's not always easy to arrive fully composed and with biggest ease for us, because we demand a lot off the ball and counter pressing and then attacking in the first line when the opponent wants to play out of their own half. So they have a bit of credit.
Is finding that balance, is that the missing link to maybe getting closer to Liverpool and Manchester City?
Honestly, I think, no, I don't think that this is the decisive link. When I see today Reece James play, and at the same time know that we missed him for 12 weeks, then I'm very impressed that we still are in the top three, and we're normally so close to reach another semi-final in Champions League and reach two finals in both cups, because you see the amount of quality, you see the quality that was missing, and today another key players are missing with Mateo Kovacic. Who was so decisive in the beginning of the season, then got injured, then again decisive, now again an injury, same with N'Golo Kante, same with Ben Chilwell. This is the story this season. The big difference is that Man City and Liverpool have in the moment full squad available, and we struggled through the season, through COVID period, through injuries, long-term injuries, and this is more decisive than the other thing. We had weeks where we were very composed and very strong and efficient in front of goal. I think that this can always happen.
Okay, last one on today's game.
And Thomas, there's so much going on off the field at both of these clubs. Did you sort of feel the edgy atmosphere today inside the stadium?
Yeah, but not for us. for the opponent. Yeah.
Do you think it sort of affected the game and even
Not our game.
affected
Not our
United?
game. I think like how the game went didn't make it easier for Menu and for the players and for the atmosphere, because we were very strong and very dominant, and that's how it is. We have our own things to around us and our own situation to stay focused. And again, we were very focused and on spot on, and that's what we have to concentrate on and to continue doing.
Okay.
Diplomatic answers as usual. He didn't really say anything that I wasn't expecting him to say, or out of the ordinary. You know, he commended the performance of Reece James. He talked about the performance of the team as a whole. He talked about the atmosphere from the Man United fans, talking about their position in respect to the owners of the club. So nothing out of the ordinary. Lads, this is it. This is the end of the stream. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I will be back for... let me just have a look. Before I go, I just want to have a quick look to tell you exactly what we have coming up. Okay, so we have the Everton game on Sunday afternoon. Therefore, I will be doing a match preview on Saturday. We'll have Sunday match reaction. Monday, we're taking a break. And Tuesday will be the Eid special. All right. On Tuesday, I have a very big show for you guys. We'll be celebrating Eid with me, Julius, MDT, and special guest will be Eunice Talks Football. We'll be having an Eid Q&A. So we'll be discussing all the latest Chelsea news, Chelsea stories, all the latest developments, and I will also give you guys a chance to interact with my panel. So yeah, make sure you guys come back for that. So match preview on Saturday, post-match reaction on Sunday, and Eid Q&A special on Tuesday evening. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. If you have, hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe. And I will see you all on Saturday evening. Take care of yourselves and peace. Bye-bye.